Imagine my disappointment when I realized my parents passed down work ethic instead of generational wealth. That meme hit me so hard, okay, like in the heart, because it is so real, okay? And although a lot of the times the memes that we see are created by people of our generation, and so I'm sure someone around our age was saying, imagine my disappointment that my parents passed down work ethic instead of generational wealth. A lot of us have to realize that we're the parents now also, okay? So even though we're understanding new things about our parents, we are also parents, and our children will have these same aha moments, come to Jesus moments about us. And so here's what I want to say, and this is going to be a quick little 10-minute conversation about this. First of all, obviously work ethic is super important, but generational wealth is more important, okay? Generational wealth is more important. Our children, pause. I have a client that I'm working with in 2024, mid-50s, probably about 55, married, 2 kids, 1 adult child, 1 minor, very, very financially stable, financially secure. But she has a lot of what we call money blocks, so mindset stuff that she has to work through because she has fear around executing certain financial strategies like investing. She thinks if she invests, she's going to lose all her money, blah, blah, blah. She's worked really hard to save and become financially stable, so she doesn't want to assume any risk that might result in her losing something, right? So she has a lot of mindset stuff that she has to work through. And so I had a conversation with her recently, and I said, I can work with you with your mindset stuff, with your money blocks. I can get you comfortable, blah, blah, blah. But because one of her goals is to pass down some generational wealth, because she has a super strong work ethic, super strong saving, like she can save money, but all the rest of the strategies and tools and accounts that she needs to use to truly build her wealth, because again, remember, we cannot save our way to wealth, and there's not enough hours in a day or in a lifetime to truly work our way into wealth, right? So there's not enough just trade time for money to work our way into wealth. We have to invest in some form so that our money is growing independently of our effort to truly attain wealth, especially generational wealth, because one level of wealth is you being comfortable in your lifetime, but to have enough wealth to be comfortable in your lifetime, and then to make sure your dependents are comfortable within their lifetime, even when you're gone, and possibly your grandkids or great grandkids, like to have that level of wealth, we're not saving dollar for dollar and getting there. We are not working hour for hour and getting there. So you have to be able to implement some kind of financial strategies to attain true wealth, and especially generational wealth. So when I was speaking with her recently, I said, listen, I can work with you on your mindset stuff. I can work with you on your money blocks. I can get you comfortable before you tap your toe in the waters of financial strategies. But if you're telling me that one of your goals is to pass down generational wealth, these kids don't deserve to miss out on wealth that could be being acquired right now for them because of your mindset stuff. So my point here is that you may take time to get to the finish line of wanting to execute financial strategies for yourself. But if you have a goal of passing down generational wealth, you have to just jump on the financial strategy bandwagon and start executing some stuff. You don't have time to thoroughly understand everything before you launch a strategy for your children, because you waiting to understand how everything works and understand and get comfortable and all that stuff, your children are missing out on wealth in the meantime, okay? They're missing out on what could be a complete, change in the trajectory of their life because you're working through some shit. You don't have time for that. So if you have a goal of passing down generational wealth, you need to just get on it, execute. Let me give you an example, okay? If you ask anyone who's been to one of my Road to 1 Millions, cryptocurrency is a part of Road to 1 Million. They open the account, they know the 2 coins to buy, they know the strategy, the dollar cost average is what the strategy is called for investing in crypto as a beginner. They understand, what to buy, when to buy it. We don't go into deep depth getting them familiar with cryptocurrency, how it works, the ins and outs, all the shit. We don't do that, because at some point you just gotta just assume some risk and do it. Because the reality is, most women, although they want to know everything about a particular thing, it could be crypto, it could be stocks, it could be whatever, they want to know everything about these things before they put their money into it or put their time into it or commit to it, right? But the reality is, most women don't even fully know how to get all the perks off their credit cards, but they still use credit cards. They don't know how the economy works. They really don't even know how banking fully works, but you still use a bank account. You still use cash. You still do a lot of things, even though you don't know how it fully works. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to stocks, it's really no different. Everything that you're doing, you're assuming some level of risk. And by feeling like you need to become an expert in the area before you even jump in a little bit, is just a form of procrastination. And if you choose to procrastinate for yourself, that's fine. But if your goal is to pass down generational wealth, it's not fine. So keep your blocks and work through them before you invest for yourself. But when it comes to your kids, you need to just jump in. You need to just jump in, launch the shit, invest it, do what you got to do so that these kids don't have to start from where we started with a strong work ethic, but no financial safety net. It's not fair. It's not okay. And it will create a situation, a scenario where these wealth gaps will never be filled. Our children will always be starting from the bottom. They will always be playing catch up, and not just our kids, their kids, their kids, their kids. Can you imagine stopping your whole bloodline from acquiring wealth because you have to work through 1 or 2 mindset blocks before you start putting your money to work? That is what you're doing. We're talking about descendants. It's bigger than us, right? We're talking about really allowing these kids and grandkids and great-grandkids to take up space in the world. Imagine them not being able to do that because you decided that before you put $100 in, you got to work through all your mindset shit and become an expert in the area before you execute. It's given no. It's given no. It's a no. So I want y'all to I told y'all it's going to be a 10-minute conversation. I want you to just go back and journal about that. Think about that, because imagine the disappointment if your kids realize that you passed down work ethic instead of generational wealth. Imagine the slap in the face. Imagine the disappointment when they look to the right and to the left and realize that somebody else's parent, grandparent, great-grandparent did the thing while my mom sat on her hands and felt like she couldn't put $20, $50, $100 into something and see what happened. That can't be you. That can't be me. That can't be us. That can't be us. Not in 2024. We know too much. We've seen too much. We understand how poverty affects cultures and people and everything in between. And let's be clear. If you're not executing a financial strategy, no form of investing, poverty is where you are headed. And I don't like to say that to sound any kind of way, but y'all see it just like I see it. Oh, the US dollar. Oh, all these red flags that's going on. The middle class don't exist. We are in goddamn the Hunger Games at this point. I mean, the middle class, I told y'all 4 years ago, the middle class is going to collapse. The middle class is going to collapse. You see, we have a homeless epidemic on our hands because the middle class is collapsing. So if you think that you're going to work or save dollar for dollar and avoid poverty, you are mistaken. You are mistaken. Okay, so you better get right in your spirit. And if you want to procrastinate for yourself, that's fine. Take your time, work through it. But if your goal is to make sure your kids are straight, execute. Even if you do it right. There's no right, there's no wrong. Like Christy always says, there is no right, there is no wrong. Just jump in. And I'm going to leave on this. My favorite analogy that I use with everybody all the time. Women, we are notorious for standing on the edge of the double dutch ropes. You remember how you used to be standing on the edge of the double dutch ropes like, oh, I want to jump in, but you scared that the goddamn ropes is going to slap you in the face, so you just sit there for hella long until people start yelling at you like, jump in the goddamn ropes, you know? Like, my arms is getting tired. Women will stand on the edge of doing something forever because you don't want to do it wrong. Jump in the damn ropes. We all done got slapped in the face once or twice. We all done got our ankles hit a couple times. It is okay. It is okay. Just jump in. Put your hat in the game. Try to take up some wealth for yourself before, okay? Just jump in the game. All right, that was my 10 minutes on work ethic versus generational wealth. If you have questions, DM me or leave a comment. I'm about to post this on my page. Y'all have a great oh yes, the year of execution. I'm so with you on that. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.